All right. Getting the picture going. But while we get that together, we got L7 SW. We got Knowledge, Wise You, Real Hip Hop, Word 60, Universal Truth. So today I wanted to get into some current events. So I really gotta, the title of the civilization class today, the Son of Man. The title today, the Son of Man, is you really got a quick topic on that. So Real Hip Hop 216 says, I'm no longer Real Hip Hop 216. Is that a fact? So who are you now? You're now Real Hip Hop, Wisdom, Knowledge, Equality. Used to play football. Real Hip Hop. And I was just seeing if maybe you sustained a little head trauma. Supreme Divine. What is the wisdom, knowledge, equality for anyway? Like what is that part of your handle mean? Okay, so we got a law will manifest. just came in under one of his many aliases. Why is you? What degree is the law will manifest? What degree was he on last time? Born degree in the 114. So you got that born degree together yet? The law will manifest. You fine tuning it. That's peaceful. See, a lot of times, the different discussions that you get into, that's what it comes down to. So when you know 120 lessons, a lot of the questions you have, the answers is in there. Like I was saying yesterday, that's why you given, 120 to study on your own. It ain't like I give you, some other signs, that's not quite up to par with what I got. So then I can maintain some type of, position like the 10%. Halftime, Queen Mecca. I see you've been able to squeeze in. You've been able to squeeze in your comment without it getting deleted. Supreme Divine said, I'm starting to see the student enrollment in the 1 in 10. What you mean you starting to understand it? Yes, I guess the YouTube guys they like you now, Queen Mecca. They don't delete any of your comments. Supreme Divine said there's a specific pattern, whole and devotion of itself. Well, what do you see as the pattern? With 793rd. Supreme Divine, what's the pattern that you were speaking of? Nah, 793rd, they'll come in the room with us. Knowledge. So Supreme Divine, you said that.
You smell that odor in this motherfucker? Coming from the basement, I'm telling you, man.
The first degree,
That's that mold.
the first degree and the second degree is divided from the understanding degree. Well, you know, but what degrees you are now, Supreme Divine? Yo, I'm in the classroom having a class.
Oh, that's you, baby? Yo, man, you don't smell that mold?
Now I'm in the classroom.
Okay, good. You don't smell that mold, man, coming from the basement?
Nah.
That shit is coming over. That shit is strong, man. That's that mold and shit coming from the basement. Same shit I smelled this morning when I opened up the school. That's that mold. You don't smell the niggas that the air conditioning on. When you walk in the hallway from the front to the back, that's all you smell is that fucking mold.
All right, so yeah, you understood enrollment. Well, you know, you gotta just you gotta keep studying. You know, the more you study the lessons, the more you're gonna see. In fact, the title of the live today is something that I really just drew up. You know, that's how important it is to, you know, stay sharp with the lessons, you know, because of you know, all the different things that you're gonna be able to see. Real Hip Hop said he got half of the student enrollment memorized. Yeah, you should be you should be, you know, and see you one of those type of people that not only is it possible, but you know, it's better for you if you just go ahead and learn the whole 120, you know, in a month or two. See, the understanding is going to come in time. You know, Mr. Green one just came in. You know, the understanding is going to come in time. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's always, you know, I guess you know, the way they say it in reproduction is there's always a gestation period for understanding. But see, once you got the knowledge, you know, it makes the understanding, uh, you know, it's orders of magnitude easier to come to. It's orders of magnitude.
That's not you fucking up the hallway, man. I think it's mold.
What you said, Supreme Divine, I'd rather be able to reflect it. Well, You know, we the sun, we don't reflect. See, you gotta memorize it by saying it. Supreme Divine, you saying that you know, you
I got a shirt for God people.
but you know, you gotta learn it by saying it. You know, you're gonna familiarize yourself with it by reading it. You understand what I'm saying? But you know, just in general terms, you know, being able to say it, like reading it and saying it, is two different ways that you're dealing with it. So it's like it reinforces. You see what I'm saying? You know, like when I was learning, you know, one of the things that, you know, that was like commonly taught was that you should say your lessons in the mirror. You know, while you memorizing them, you know, when you study it, say your lessons looking at yourself in the mirror. You know, so even you observing yourself saying it, you know, as you hearing it, as you saying it, all of these different things is reinforcing it, you know, to where right now, right, somebody can quote a lesson, right, and I might not even really be paying attention, but if they misquote something, it'll just sound funny to me. You know, you just, it just won't sound right because, you know, it's being reinforced in you in so many different ways. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, reading it, you know, is a great thing to do, but you know, that's not going to be enough to really get it to that point where you can use it at will. Almighty God Allah came in. Uh, what's this he said? Real hip hop said, I don't have time to memorize all 120, trying to get situated. Well, maybe it's the way that, you know, see, like even the way you said that right there, right? I don't know, but you know, you got to be aware of what you say because the things that you say come from ideas. You know what I'm saying? And the things that you say give birth to ideas as well. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you don't have to memorize all 120. You know what I'm saying? If you know half of the 110, all you gotta memorize is the question to the one to the 6th degree in the 1 and 10. And then all you gotta do is memorize the first line of the answer. You understand what I'm saying? You know, I mean, you know, you can tell a lot about people just from the way they speak. You know, you present like somebody that doesn't have, you know, you don't have any learning disabilities or anything of that nature. So, you know, one thing you got to remember is that life continues to get more complex, right? Until you die. And when you die, all of a sudden, everything becomes very, very simple. All the problems cease to exist. You understand what I'm saying? Saying that to say that, you know, this, you know, promised land that you're looking for, when you're going to have all this time available, You know what I'm saying? When you're not going to be having to get yourself situated, that ain't never coming. So, 120, just like I said the other day, with being the Lord of all worlds from highest to lowest, there's some worlds that you can master by staying away from them. You know what I'm saying? 120 lessons is not one of them. 120 lessons is a world that you can only master by going through it. Can't go around it, can't go under it, can't go over it, can't, backflip over it, but, as fancy as you want to get. 120 is just, it's straightforward. L7 said, the Son of Man is the God of knowledge. Jarrell Boylan came in. Rome J. Halftime said learning 120 does not occur, nor does it apply in a vacuum. Yeah, I don't know what that means. But are we ready? Are we ready to get into the Are we ready to get into the topic for today? The topic for today comes from a little epiphany. What happened to 793rd? Somebody, I think everybody got to do the each one teach one and click the like button so we can get 793rd in here. Ah, 793rd. I was just speaking of you. So 793rd. You know the question I've been waiting to ask you, right? Because today I ended up having a couple of things to do. That's why I was ended up being a little bit behind schedule coming on. But I saw something and I was like, I didn't get a chance to read up on it. But I was like, as soon as I get in the room, I know 793rd is going to know. He's going to have read up on it. What'd you say here? Allah will manifest said, who uncles are we in this day and time, or are we the nephews? I'm the father. So you gotta know how to read this language. Is so, all right. We got wives from the West Coast. 793rd. Are you ready? Are you ready for the question that I have for you? You know, wise and civilized. I guess we got to come back to 793rd. But I guess we can start off with does everybody know the difference between the SUN of man and the SON of man? Yeah, oh, you get back to 793rd. What happened with Jam Master Jay? I seen the headline, but I didn't get a chance to. What happened with Jam Master Jay then? But while 793rd is letting me know about that, does everyone know the difference between the SON of man and the SUN of man? They convicted the killers or they arrested the killers? Oh yeah, I was about to say that was quick. Must have been some secret indictment even from the public. Anyone out there? We got 31 high scientists. Uh, oh man, you know, Supreme Divine. What's your physical degree? Well, it says seen the news. 793rd says seen the news right outside the courthouse where they're trying to portray him as some type of major drug dealer because he supposedly wanted to take someone out of position in the desert. So they saying that Jam Master Jay, they trying to say Jam Master Jay they trying to say Jam Master Jay is a major drug dealer. Yeah, Supreme Divine. Yeah, what's your physical degree? Because you know, there's you know that type of answer. When I said what's the difference between the SON of man and the SUN of man, and you put U and O, uh, that's the type of thing that you know young people usually you know come up with a type of answer like that. You know, like if you say to somebody that's my age, what's 1 and 8? They'll say 9. But I remember the first time I asked somebody that was from a younger generation, was 1 and 8. They said 18. And it's like, that type of answer humors me. Real hip hop said, let's get into some high science. Universal truth. Man, 793rd. So one of the cats that's wanted for Dr. Jam Master Jay's death was already locked up during Fed time. So let's just say one of the cats who did it was sleeping on JM's couch after he did it. So it's supposed to be over $15,000. Man, that's crazy. Jam Master Jay, $15,000. Carmen's Longley said the SON of man is the one who is still searching. West Coast Wise said SON of man is your offspring. SUN is all original men. Black reality you will love. All right, now, when they say son of man, right, in the lessons, who are they talking about? A couple brothers, R.P. Reese and Carmen's Longley, got it correct. When they say the son of man in the lessons, they talking about Father. No relief came to us until the son of man came to our aid. W.D. Father. So when we look at, it says the son of man, the SON of man, who's man? man is, you got the original man and the colored man. And Fard is a son of the original nation and the colored nation, colored people. So he's the S-O-N. The S-U-N, we know, is the foundation of the solar system. You understand what I'm saying? So the foundation, or the origin of all men, is the Asiatic black man. So this is the difference between, why in your lesson is dependent. It might say S-O-N of man, but when we speaking it, we're referring to the S-U-N of man. You understand what I'm saying? Because, one of the one of the aspects of what we teach, as opposed to what they teach, right, is that Ron J said Atlantis Bills. Who's Atlantis Bills?
It's 8 o'clock.
But that was one of the fundamental differences in what we teach, right, from what they teach, is that we bear witness that the original man is Allah, and they bear witness that the half original man is Allah, or that a half original man is Allah. Oh, Saladin. Saladin is, he a good brother. I had him on the show before, but recently, some developments have come about where, what he's teaching is not 100% in accord with what I could recommend to anybody as right and exact. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's kind of how it, but really, it was just something where, Inf back doing this thing on the videos. Shout out to Inf Mega. It was just one of those things where, it appeared, what I'm saying, he was condoning some things that just don't go hand in hand with this way of life. You know what I'm saying? And his responses to, being questioned about it, like I said, I get, he's still a good dude or whatever. You know what I'm saying? His ideas appear to be noble, but a lot of times, that's when the most damage is done. You know what I'm saying? When a person is, convinced that, they're doing the right thing. Was it intentionally? I mean, well, his response to it was intentional. You know what I'm saying? Positive elevation always corrects errors. But positive elevation, just like 120, is something that you gotta apply. You know what I'm saying? It's not just gonna occur. But getting back to what we were saying about the Son of Man, and this also has to do with what we was talking about, studying your lessons and knowing 120, right, and coming to the point where you can apply it, for the benefit of yourself and your family and your community, right, and that is that when we deal with the Son of Man, a lot of times we speak of, you know, two different people. See, like somebody mentioned that the SON of man, right, is the Son of Man who searched for trillions of years. Now, who's the other Son of Man that we often speak about? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? But you said the uncle of the SON is the SUN. Once again, I'm the father. Queen Mecca. Answer correctly right here. The Son of Man who agreed. We talk about the Son of Man who searched for trillions of years, right? And then the Son of Man who agreed. That's in the 10th degree. Queen Mecca just told us was the Son of Man who agreed. But see, there's a Son of Man that we leaving out. Right, like I said, the Son of Man who agreed, as opposed to the Son of Man who searched for trillions of years. But when we speak about the Son of Man who searched for trillions of years and the Son of Man who agree, there's still a set of men that we leaving out. Calm Islam, he said the son of man who always knew the truth and never wavered. But that's the son of man who agreed. Then Mecca, there's another S-U-N of man. Yeah, I got it. I don't even. You king. Seal up. Yakub and his grafted devils. No, not them. Jay said the true and living son of man that shows and proves there's no mystery God. I mean, that's very much related. Seal up. Come in for a second. No, it's not. It's not. Yakub is not the other center man that we're looking for. Darkim Salam. Mr. Jam, Jam. He's like Chuck E. Cheese. Anyone else care to give an answer? Does anyone else care to give an answer for the son of man that gets left out when we talk about the son of man who agreed and the son of man who searched for trillions of years? Black reality, you Allah said the son of man that causes all the above to happen. That's related. The Majestic God Allah said the sun provides light, heat, and order. Justice Warren said the son of man, supreme being black man, who teaches freedom, justice, and equality. Very much related. Universal Truth said the actual sun. A lot of these is, these answers are related, but when we look in the can you see what's up with this? What kind of battery this smoke detector need?
A smoke detector.
That's not it right there.
The wrong ones.
The wrong ones.
Yeah.
Like the watch ones?
Yeah.
Take it out.
No. You take the square one.
And you gotta get one. Keep beeping.
Take the square one.
But a lot of father is a very much highly related answer. But what I was trying to demonstrate to y'all that it's right in that degree. The Son of Man that came to our aid. What about that Son of Man? See, a lot of people agreed, but then they didn't really follow through with the agreement. So, the brothers who said the Son of Man who showed and proved, the Son of Man who teaches freedom, justice, and equality, word 6, Father. This is the Son of Man that came to our aid. See, because like I said, we all know brothers that, they agree with the teachings. But did you actually come to the relief of anyone? Where was you teaching at? Where was you applying, the supreme? If you go and meet your family. All right, but if we go and meet your family, right? Will we see any evidence that you was the Son of Man? Was the men that you're talking about, you was the son of? Queen, like I said, I was reviewing a pamphlet on the NOI on Ford. There was a Japanese man with him. I didn't. I never heard of the Japanese guy. What was the? You said bottling company. What was the Ford? What was the pamphlet saying about Ford in reference to the bottling company? You see why I asked you if you play football, real hip hop? This is not Jesus Christ. And this is the law Christ. And I'm not buried. Christopher Gooden. No, I'm not fussing. I'm saying, I just, I never heard this, Supreme Divine said SON means young. Not necessarily. But see, I'm not the center man that experimented either. You know, I've had my time with experimentation, but I'm not the center man that experiments. You see real hip hop, now you don't know what I'm talking about. Rome J, I think you're talking about the Paul Guthrie video where he said that Fard is from India. Okay, wait a minute. I think I've confused some people here, or some people here didn't get a clear picture of what I've been building on about the center man. Comments Romney said they were saying he was from India before Guthrie. Who was saying he was from India? But anyone who doesn't have a firm grasp on what we was building on, or what I was building on, dealing with the center man, ask whatever questions you need in order for me to, so I can clarify that.
You want to hear something weird? Brother walk over and talk to your king. Gets out the chair, he goes to in front of the window, and he puts an empty bag of dust, an empty can of Mountain Dew in there. I said, "My brother, what are you doing?" I said, "You can't, why you do that?" "Well, I tried to talk to you, you wouldn't listen to me. And you're supposed to get up and tell him you can't do that."
I mean, the feds, external observers, uh, I've heard far was, or, the different, from New Zealand to Iraq, Palestinian. I've heard all types of things, but I don't know about anybody having as developed an idea of it than before Guthrie. So Supreme Divine, you don't understand the original and the colored. Black hole be the sun. what are you saying? It's not a question. Is it a statement? I don't understand. Wise son asks, can one teach the lessons before you knowledge all the 120? Or should you study first? No, you can teach, you teach what you know. This is why you got to know what you know well. You understand what I mean? But, you can teach from what you know. So Supreme Divine says black hole is black sun. Opposite to the solar. Jam said the devil isn't necessarily 10%, right? I used to lump colored devil 10% savage and civilized together, but it seems there's differences in degrees, not direction. Uh, no, not all the devils is 10%. So you gotta remember, a lot of devils don't know they the devil. Just see now, Jam, you're not on those degrees yet. But anybody who knows 120, right? Or any, why, how can you demonstrate that all white people don't know they the devil? Supreme Divine said, black sun absorbing, solar shutting light out. What, what kind of science is this? Like, is this physics? What is black sun absorbing? Yeah, real hip hop. It's a good question. If you studied your answer, if you studied your lessons, you would have the answer. Calm Islam, he said, because the devil can also not know who the true and living God is or their origin in this world and worship what they know not. That's actually what degrees you knowledge. That's a good answer for somebody that doesn't know the 120. But we could go a little bit. Right, wise hit on something else that's very good. That's this is a very good answer right here too. Is that the colored man needed to be taught the trick knowledge because they forgot it. All right, yeah. So coming from the wisdom knowledge degree and the 140, that was a very good answer that you get. But see, what I would do is take it back to the very beginning. So you remember, everything that was going on the island of Patmos was secrets. It's death to anyone that reveals the secret. They lying to them about what happens to their black babies. So from the very beginning, only a select few people, doctors, ministers, nurses, and cremators, received the law. Well, Jay said Musa came and taught them the forgotten trick knowledge. Word had to be made born. Yaqub was an original man. See, real hip hop now, you. But we see that all throughout the lessons. You see the things that demonstrate that all colored people they don't know they the devil. Supreme Divine said a black hole is absorbing light, so solar sun is the opposite of that. But you said the black hole is a black sun. And I don't really I don't understand. I'm waiting for some clarification from Supreme Divine. But you know what I want to ask you too, though, Supreme Divine, right here. Are you a student of Born Mastermind? Supreme Divine says, what Supreme Divine? Are you a student of Born Mastermind? You said you knowledge this through triple darkness buildings. Hmm. You have to bring back a oldie but goodie. You have to bring back it's been a while since we seen but actually I gotta I gotta get Will. I haven't had a chance to update my little stash right here. But but while Son was asking to build more on the SUN, once you change the perspective, right, of what the phrase means, or you change the perspective of the phrase, right, by making it SUN, then you're speaking about the knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? See, when you dealing with the 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 build or destroy degree, see, you know that you're the supreme divine. What is this saying? This is saying you're not original. You understand what I'm saying? But it's the difference in knowing, you know what I'm saying, that when you're speaking about the sun that draws this water up, right? That you're speaking about you. When you talk about the sun that the planet is making a terrific speed around, you know that it's talking about you. But Supreme Divine, what does this mean right here where it says in not original? Who knows? I guess that was is West Coast Wise still in here? Supreme Divine said we should stick to the lessons, not colorizing facts. Yo, what's going on out there? Wise on the streets, man? You know, I'm seeing the news out here, man. That like the West Coast appears to be mass chaos. Move to a little current events here. Because the conversation's gotten a little crazy. West Coast Wise said, "Nah, those are lies. Seattle especially died down with the riots and stuff." So why you think they picking? Why you think they picking those places to? You know, kind of. You know, why you think they picking? You know, Seattle and Portland to portray as if it's like an open war zone. Calm as Normally said things are going to get crazier as we get closer to November. Now, I do agree. You know, I do agree with you that things appear to be getting crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, and then the news, they cover what they want to cover, of course, too. But just when you look at the news, man, it's just people fighting, just every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't just got the hood warring right now. You know what I'm saying? You got people getting swung on. You know what I'm saying? Over trying to enforce, wearing a mask. It just seems like just a kind of Donnybrook out there right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, you starting to have the head-to-head protests again. You know, where you got Antifa showing up on this side and the Proud Boys showing up on this side. And they going at it. So it does seem like because especially with politics, the things that the type of confusion that politics is at the bottom of, these things is all ideologies now. It's not even about the issues no more. It's about the ideology. So then it takes on a religious kind of tone. You know what I'm saying? So we having a little bit of holy wars out there. West Coast wise, so a lot of stuff is opening up in Seattle again. Police took back the area, and it's cool. Yeah. So why you think they using those places? Bon J said, "What states do the campaign go to next?" You mean in terms of the you talking about the presidential campaign or the campaign of the protesters? West Coast wise said one thing for sure is the police here are fucking people up. Also, Portland is going down. The feds hit hard there. I'm hearing they fighting back, but Seattle died down. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Portland is, from what I'm hearing, people starting to show up more and more prepared to do battle. They've started to come with kind of like countermeasures uh, for whatever strategies and tactics that the law enforcement is using. You know what I'm saying? Like they showing up with you know uh, armor and things of that nature. That's what we see it on the news out here. And we was something they were saying happened. I think the Capitol Hill district. They were saying something happened out there a couple of days ago. They doing it because it makes us look wild, and that Democrats can't control their own states. Also, it's because Seattle kicked the police out and took over a few blocks. Oh yeah, you saying yeah, I can't, and then we don't know who wants it portrayed like that because, you know, the 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 Black Lives Matter, a lot of the people that's organizing all of this stuff, they got a certain amount of political and media power too. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, they know how to, give the sound bites and get coverage for what they want to get coverage for, if it's coming to that. So like I said, I don't have a firm grasp on it, but if why I said there's really nothing going on, but it's being portrayed like all this stuff is going on, and then, just in general, what phase are we entering now? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we gonna, is Jay-Z gonna come out next, and tell us that, we beyond rebelling? Like he came out to say we beyond kneeling? What stage has all of this reached? 793rd said, meanwhile, a few weeks ago, there was an article in the New York Times on original people's issues being overshadowed due to all that's playing out. Yeah, that's what I was saying. How, when's the last time you heard, from the ADOS movement, applying a type of pressure? Like, when's the last time you heard about the reparations, you know what I'm saying, from, the presidential candidates? You know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, when they had the Democratic primary, that was like front and center. You know what I'm saying? That was like something that, it's gonna be impossible for you to be elected without being for this. You know, you had every candidate had some type of plans, some type of strategy on how they would give out reparations if they was made president. You know what I'm saying? So that amongst other things, you know what I'm saying? I see, being swept under the rug, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we at that point right now. Well, I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but we at that point right now where, uh, you know, are we forgetting, whatever that thing is that happens, right? Where, there's a moment of outrage and then it goes away. You know what I'm saying? You know, what's historically happened. Like a couple of months ago, everybody had on a crisp George Floyd T-shirt. You know what I mean? Everybody, for a little while was wearing, some type of T-shirt with George Floyd or Breonna Taylor. Some people had T-shirts. All right, some people had T-shirts with multiple people on it. Even going back years. You know, and now you really don't see it that much no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like, everybody saved up enough stimulus money to get them an e-bike. And, that seems to be what's good right now. You know what I'm saying? So, what point, what point do you think we've reached? Why I said why King has been a strong voice out here, but they want to have BLM as the face. Comments Romney said a lot of original people are starting to rebel against the BLM protests now because they're saying the communities destroyed, then the protesters disappear. I mean, that's true. I can't. If that's what the people on the ground are saying. Like I heard this was the case, with you explaining that this was the case in Chicago, that they shut them down from protesting because, it was a lot of outsiders. And we actually had an experience out here where there was a clash between the people who, not a clash like they, but there was a little situation between the people who painted Black Lives Matter, the mural, right, out here on 7th Avenue, and the people from the movement that's backed by George Soros. You know what I'm saying? Where the people that's backed by George Soros actually came to demonstrate. It's like you demonstrating on the Black Lives Matter mural. You know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of colored people. And, that was one of the discrepancies, is that it was a mass of colored people coming to Harlem saying, whose streets? Our streets. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the people who painted the mural is, they local from right around here. So I understand that aspect of things, but at the same time, uh, I don't really care about, Macy's and Target. Rome J said we are missing out on local political opportunities due to violence and misdirection. Well, I said, yeah, the feds have been snatching people they feel are a threat. So it's hmm. So it's a little bit COINTELPRO out there, huh, Wise? To me, you saying that it's calmed down, but it seems like it's still a very tense situation. Where things may not be happening night to night, but it seems like it's a buildup of tension. Atif came in and said, I feel like they intentionally don't put a candidate whose family's been here for hundreds of years, whose grandparents have direct slavery stories. I mean, yeah, that's another thing that I'm always aware of. Like beware sometimes of the story that's being pushed out there. You know what I'm saying? Like beware of the sleight of hand. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how magicians work. Is they show you something, you know what I'm saying? Uh, they intentionally draw your attention with certain things. And see, it's easy to miss something that you're not looking for. Some could be right in front of your face, but if you're not looking for it, it's easy to miss it. You know what I'm saying? So, the things that's starting to go on in the the presidential election, the things that's going on with the kids going back to school, all these different things, you know, uh, peace, kind of like decisions is being made, things is happening, but is our attention being diverted? You know, sometimes I see Trump like that, like he's a diversion. Why everybody's paying attention to him, you're not looking at the real diabolical things that's happening. But in terms of my personal, getting a little bit more into what you were saying in terms of people who have hundreds of years of history in this country, right? Uh, you know, in my opinion, those people are a little bit less likely to have, to be angry with, the system and the people who back the system, the people who support the system. You understand what I'm saying? They're less likely to be people who, like right now, the cops always, they like, well, we can't figure out why, the black community is hostile towards us. That would be because you're not thinking about the history of our interaction with you. You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking about the fact that, uh, you know, the police, have definitely, been involved, you know what I'm saying? Um, you know, with situations with brothers being killed. You know, some of those brothers and sisters that got lynched, they came and got them from the jail. People, they take pictures, invite people out to where they're lynching people. So the police got to be down with that somehow.
It's 9 o'clock.
They don't want people who've lived in a constant, situation with them like that for hundreds of years. They want people who, they see coming to America as this, great opportunity, and, like you said, their grandparents or parents, have these stories of, pulling themselves up by the so-called bootstraps. If that's your, legacy, then you're more likely to, not look at the situation with the riots and say that, listen, this is just a situation, that the society has created. You know what I'm saying? Through the same way, if you can't have a situation, right, where okay, you'll put on the news or you'll make a documentary talking about how these different corporations, right, is doing things to oppress the people. They doing things to, rob from the poor or whatever. You know what I mean? They doing things to pollute the water in Flint, Michigan, et cetera, et cetera, and then expect people to get an opportunity to strike at them and not, take it. You know what I'm saying? Whoever chooses to do it, some choose not to do it. Everybody got their own reasons, but it's definitely easier for someone who's lived in that condition or lived in this condition for hundreds of years to be able to see those factors of why people might be rioting. Carmen's normally say Kamala Harris pick was to satiate the black voters. Now they're gonna dead all the talk on reparations and keep firing on all cylinders with the other identity politics. Well, I'm in my mind, I haven't seen a whole bunch of stuff on it yet, but in my mind, it doesn't appear that black people, accept Kamala Harris. In my mind, that was kind of a freebie. Like they've whipped up enough anti-Trump sentiment, right? That it's one of those things where, like, look, let's just hold our nose and pull the lever for the Democrats. Anyway, that's kind of the where she came from. I mean, I don't know. I haven't met very many black people that feel positively about her. How do people, how do Indians feel about her? Because to me, that's who it seems like she was pulled in to satiate the immigrant vote and the women vote. Chief said like all that money for painting the floors in every city and some commercials and every company talked about hiring blacks in high places, showed a black face every day, and now Nathan, no jobs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but that's what lip service is for. You know what I'm saying? That's what appeasement is about. Distraction and misdirection. So they came out and they said that this was gonna happen and that's gonna happen and that's gonna happen. But if there's not gonna be any sustained effort, or if the sustained effort, becomes questionable, where you got people protesting about things in neighborhoods and the people in the neighborhood is not even with it, then what's gonna become of, the summer? Will it just be a memory, what I'm saying, of people who could, you could just say, yeah, I recall when that happened. You know what I'm saying? Like when you had, the blackout, it's just something that people recall that happened. You know what I mean? Or Katrina, you know what I mean? Where, from what I hear, some people still never got back their property. But for, most of us, it's just a memory of something that happened. Well, I said as far as the riots is calming down, but there's been some split views in the black community lately, because the police chief that was a black woman resigned because we forced the city to defund cops. I mean, well, what's the split in the views? Like, so some black people feel like, well, nah, we should not defund the cops because this black woman decided to quit. Jay said he heard a clip of a white girl on a podcast catching her out there on some hip hop stuff. Who you talking about? A white girl catching Kamala Harris out there? Wait, whoa, Queen Mecca. This is crazy. When did this happen? Man, Queen Mecca. Last month. so wait a minute. Commons Longley said his mother says Kamala Harris is fake. So, it would appear that she's been rejected uh, pretty firmly. But, you know, to me, that's, who she's a symbol for, somebody who's gonna, because you got to remember that's the future, kind of political voting bloc that they looking forward to is the Hispanics, just in terms of demographics and, demographics in America. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's who she was really put in there to impress, and I think that black people was just kind of, taken for granted again. You know what I'm saying? That, no matter what it is, they're gonna vote for us anyway. So we don't really care that uh, they don't accept Kamala Harris. Yeah, that's a good question, Comments on. So you fought off an attacker last month. That's crazy, Queen Mecca. And then what? So the person just disappeared. You don't know who it is. Carmen's Romney said the Latino Democrats was upset he didn't consider a Latino VP. Juan said people are real emotional about voting for Kamala, saying they voting for her hoping Biden dies and she becomes president. Whoa. So the Latino voters wanted, well, not the voters, but whatever, Democratic establishment or whatever, wanted somebody like Julian Castro. Hmm. I mean, personally, I think that's going to be something that, oh yeah, Jason Black, the Black Authority. Shout out to Jason Black. But yeah, he was actually one of the first people that I heard giving it to her when they was doing when it was the primary time, when she was running for the nomination. Uh, he was one of the first people that came out and kind of exposed what her policies was in California. So why I say you heard a few black women say they're only voting for Biden so Kamala becomes president. And were these like the rabid feminist type of women? Of course, that's said with the usual disclaimer for the Random Jewish channel, representing for the Hotel people. Calm is lonely. Oh, Jason Black was going in on Indians. Jay said, I believe Trump is getting elected, then all the scandals that have now come to light as truth against the Democrats and some Republicans has put a huge derailment of a very, very, very long-term plan, plot, and agenda. Wait, Supreme Divine, what are you talking about the 30th degree and the 140? You know, that was something interesting that happened. In fact, Atif sent me that article where it was an article where the FBI agent who, he had something to do with writing up the paperwork that led to Trump investigation getting deeper in, whatever potential impeachment stuff that he went through, whatever. He got convicted for lying. Did anybody see that? Speaking on what Rome J was just saying about the different scandals and plots. Yeah, definitely comments only. Queen got to tell Queen and Queen Mecca to be safe. That's that's a crazy set of circumstances right there, man. Like you said, I guess it's a good thing that you're strong. That's a little bit crazy. But we got any questions out there? We in the final hour here. We can start winding down. Make sure y'all did the each one teach one while y'all was here and hit the like button. Jam asks what the destroy mean. Destroy means to break something down. Supreme Divine, you're kind of on a stream of consciousness. You're on a stream of consciousness flow. Firstborn Prince post by Born Justice. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to catch it myself. Oh, it's on Inf Mega page. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to check it. You know, I selectively, because you know, Inf let anybody talk. You know, Inf is a little more of a journalist. You know, within the field of disseminating information the way we do, there's kind of like journalists that they just give you the information and then you decide, you know what I'm saying? And then you have, people that kind of, they give you a point of view. See, I come from a certain point of view a little bit more. You understand what I mean? You know, there's much more, bias against the said people on the Random Jews channel. Yeah, you still can't do links. I don't even know how many people I'm up to now. I got like 860 something, right? Or am I still in the 850s? Yeah, what's going on today? Is it yo, where's SW, man? 866. I don't know if I like that number. Can God make God? See, if something made God, then God would have a birth record. But at any rate, though, with 866, so I got 134 subscribers to go, and then we'll be able to put links. We could do a little bit of more fancy stuff. I could broadcast straight from the app, things of that nature. There's been yeah, with 1,000 subs, I could post links in the chat. Um, it's a couple of things that gets freed up once you get 1,000 subscribers. But I don't even know, and it looks, for what I can understand, it looks like a lot of these rules changed right before I came on. So that's why, like I had all the different apps in order to broadcast. Is you could broadcast straight from the app, but you need 1,000 subs and a certain amount of hours of people watching your videos. You know what I mean? I have no issue with the there's no issues with the hours watched. Like I'm way above that. But the subs has been a little bit of a grind. Because what is this? We've been on since the beginning part of December. So we close to 9 months, right? All right. Knowledge is up when the knowledge degree in 1 to 14. Supreme Divine, how are you talking about the 30 to the 39th degree in 1 to 40 and you want a 1 to 10? Yeah, so we're coming up on 9 months. So that's average. That's averaged about 100 subscribers a month. Average. So we're probably looking at, why are you laughing, Supreme Divine? How are you talking about the 30 to the 39th degree in 140 and you want a 1 to 10? How long you had the knowledge? Seemed like it would be the other way, knowledge. Going over it, what you're saying, that's another one of those things. It might seem difficult, but in the end, it's going to end up uh, being a reinforcing kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's today's been different. So yeah, I guess we're talking about in maybe a month and a half. Maybe in the next month and a half, we'll be able to we'll be able to do a little bit more freestyling, at least here on YouTube. We got any other questions? Definitely anybody that's new to the channel, subscribe. Hit that notification button if you'd like to be aware of when the lives come on. Oh man. You know, uh, the situation with 6ix9ine is you know, it's we laugh, but it's a tragedy. You know what I'm saying? You know that you know, just the way life went, you know what I'm saying, for all those brothers that uh, you know, they sitting in jail now from it, you know what I mean? And I mean what I think is very likely to happen to 6ix9ine, you know what I'm saying, you know, in all to do music and you know, make a couple of dollars. It's tragic. All right, Supreme Divine, you can't uh, get me sidetracked. You know, the question is simple. How are you talking about the 1 to 40 and you only know the 1 to 10? See, let's just think about this for a second. Wisdom comes from knowledge. Wisdom is the expression of knowledge. So if you don't have knowledge of it, how are you expressing it? You see the dangers? Do you see the dangers of what can happen when you just give out 120 lessons? See, whatever is the reason that people have for giving it out, I noticed none of them ever, uh, you know, address this situation. And you know, a very peculiar thing happens. You know, if you point this out, like, you know, you give people 120 lessons, you confuse them. Now, what does the person who gives out 120 lessons like that, what do they always say in that situation? The people that's giving out 120 lessons, have you ever known somebody that was doing that and you asked them, but, you know, what about the people, man, that's going off the deep end because you're doing that? See, what they always say is Well, why don't you build with him? Nah, nigga. Don't make no work for me because you don't want to do the job the way it's supposed to be done. Don't leave no work for me, nigga. It don't say that nowhere in there. And then what about between the time, what kind of duty are you doing? See, are you the center man that's coming to somebody's aid? Are you the center man that's leading somebody deeper into the triple darkness? This is the pitfalls of it. And I've never seen the great advantage. I've never seen the great advantage that anyone has achieved from getting the whole 120. I had a brother tell me that, yo, he thought, you just get 120. There was no, when I told him, I had to fast 3 days, he was like, you had to fast 3 days? I never heard that. Well, yeah, that's why you've been had the knowledge for years, months, and days, and you asking me for lessons right now. That's why. Because you didn't have to go through nothing in order to get it. That's why you ain't got it. Calm Islami said, I recall I only had the math and alphabet for like a year. Then someone gave me the rest of the 120, and it was a lot to take in. I was all over the place. Yeah. See, what you end up doing in that case, Calm Islami, you know what I'm saying, is you searching for that does not exist. Like you all over it, reading over here, reading over there, like the answers is in there, and the answers is not in here. The answers is not, and you accumulating enough knowledge and wisdom in order to be able to understand. You searching for it in the lessons. Yeah, the lessons is going to help you, you know what I mean, to hone your use of supreme mathematics, like I said, which will enable you to see the understanding. But if you just flipping through the pages like my man the other day, looking for the aha phrase in there, then you searching for that does not exist. See, now a person doesn't understand because, a person who's coming to the knowledge, they don't know what the 5% is. You get them the whole 120, they think they 5%ers. I'll be infinite. Calm Islamic said the funny thing is I didn't even ask for the lessons. I just casually mentioned that I only had the math and alphabet. And said person said, "Oh, I'll give you the rest." Yeah, that's the type of person I'm talking about. That's the type of person I'm talking about. Oh, I'll give you the rest. And, I've never seen anybody, I've never seen, what was the, yeah, exactly, SW, where they do that at? Where they do that at? See, you set people up, man. Don't set people up for failure. Don't set people up for failure, man. See, it's time. Never should have gave you niggas 120. John God came in. But that's the reality. Never should have gave you niggas 120. See, because what you gonna do with it? Like I said, you got it. All you're gonna do is just search in there for trillions of years. Do you know that there's people that have been looking at them lessons since 1930 and still ain't get the understanding right now in 2020? What's that? 86 years? In 86 years of some people having the knowledge, right? Or 86 years of some people having those lessons, they still haven't come to the understanding yet. So you just giving them something to memorize. You're not showing them a culture to live and experience. So see, this is like I said, why do you expect to be able to give out the whole 120 lessons, right? You expect to be able to give out the whole 120 lessons and then still have people be God the way it always was, but you're doing everything different. SW said, I advise brothers not to give it out online unless it's verified, says recipient was walked through it properly, especially if they attaching plus degrees with it. Man, listen, I just don't give it out. Not without, going through the protocol the way it is. You know what I'm saying? I would rather introduce you to somebody, like, look, if somebody hit me, they from Newark, all right, look, hook you up with my man SW, you talk to him, you get the lessons. You from South Carolina, you from Long Island, wherever you from. Because God is seen and heard everywhere. Because just like I said yesterday, you know, uh, the dude came to the school and taught us how to sing La Bamba. I ain't know what none of the words meant. Wait, what are you talking about? You, Queen Mecca, said you owe for your whole family. Who do you owe? Yeah, SW is people passing them around. And you know something? Those is the same people that do all the complaining, about how it is now. Those are the same people that's always wondering why. It's no wonder to me. It's crystal clear to me. Never should have gave you niggas 120. Like if you just giving it to somebody as a book to read, yeah, you go ahead and read the Supreme Wisdom. Like if you just want some basic information because you a seeker, of truth or whatever that may, whatever you're looking for, then yeah, you go ahead and look at the Supreme Wisdom. But see, it's certain uh, lines being crossed, in my view, in terms of what it is to be something and what it is to, try to do like somebody. See, that's the difference. What you giving them the lessons for? To help them develop so they could be this, or you giving it to them so they can try to do like the gods. He said Mecca is just what are you unsatisfied with, Mecca? I'll be infinite said to get it from me, you will have to sit with me, break bread with me, and then you will have to follow the protocols before you get the supreme mathematics and the alphabet. Yeah, that's yo, SW, tonight's been different, man. Jam says, how many should get a chance to clean themselves up? How many of who? Yeah, well, you say never mind, but you better stay. You strong enough physically to fight off that attack, but you got to be strong enough mentally, uh, to deal with whatever this kind of thought pattern right now that you going through. Yeah, Rome J, that's a very good example right there. You know, giving somebody 120 lessons, you know, just giving it to them. It's like giving somebody a loaded gun and not teaching them how to use it. You know, you didn't even show them what side the bullet come out. You didn't even show them what side the bullet come out. You didn't tell them the difference between what and but. See, what make rain, hailstorm, earthquake, and but brings it. But did you get a chance to tell a person that when you just gave them the whole the whole 120? You said how many of the human family get to clean themselves up? I mean, I don't know if it's any limit on that number. Not that I know of. Jaga says, I recall physical family members that had the knowledge before I had reaching out to me to get a copy of 120. I would be harder on them than the average 85%. I mean, a lot of times when there's people who, you know, they had the knowledge before me, I don't even try to teach them. You know, I'm from those days where, you know, look, you know, you was already older than me. I'm not really trying to teach you. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know, and I mean, just when you look at it, like if you ain't learned all this time, man, what, you know, what am I? You know, you've been exposed to this for years and months and days before me. What are you gonna learn from me now that's gonna change anything about who you are? Love came in and said, you can knowledge 120 up and down. There's no way you can steal or manifest our magnetic. And see, that's the thing. There's no way you're gonna be able to do that because you haven't actually lived the experience of supreme mathematics. You haven't really lived the experience. But what it does, it creates said people. It creates said people. And then what has to happen with the said people? Now they got to be punished by the Nation of Islam because you didn't want to take the time to teach them the right way. That's what always ends up happening. Any of y'all who got your whole 120 at one time, you know, you go through trials and tribulations, you know, speaking out of turn, you know, whatever the case may be. Whew. I'll be infinite said he fasted for 7 days before getting supreme mathematics and alphabet. And see, that's the thing too. It's like, okay, you know, what makes you, you know, what would make you, you know, even though that's kind of like you know, I don't want to say it's you know, it's kind of a rite of passage. You understand what I'm saying? That we all had to go through this to, you know what I'm saying, earn this reward right here. You understand what I'm saying? To me, you know, you diminish the whole rite of passage of it. See, don't get me wrong. You need land. You need your name. You need your uh, language. You know what I'm saying? All of these types of things is culture. Defining nations and things of that nature. But it's also certain traditions. You know, there's traditions. Whether those traditions is based on celebration, whether those traditions is based on survival. You understand what I'm saying? Like you go places where the people they traditionally fishermen. Traditionally, at this age, you start going out on the boat with your father and learning how to fish. You know, the way we deal with 120 lessons, right, is our national tradition. And see, that's one of those things that when I say you got a whole bunch of people coming around saying 85% now. But nah. That tradition of earning 120 lessons, the way we study 120 lessons, the way we deal with 120 lessons, those is our traditions. Now, of course, a tradition, could become outdated, because it's no longer, it's no longer viable. It's no longer, we can't uh, apply, we can't apply the knowledge and wisdom in that same way no more. So these traditions might evolve in different ways, but I don't see, what's the point we reach where the tradition of how we deal with 120, right, is not applicable to the time we live in. I mean, there's absolutely no other way to look at the fact that we went, uh, from a point where, 120 lessons was, like I said yesterday, the elixir of life. Where this was something that, you had to find the right people. And then you had to be able to show and prove. How did it go from that to just something that, yeah, I got it. It's at my, house, I got it, and that's what, in my mind, it makes people comfortable to say, well, I don't really got time to be putting it on cap right now. It makes you comfortable to do that because you got it on paper at the house. So, that's just, you know, uh, that's something that, I don't know what the word is, but, uh, I would like to see, the brothers that is younger that come on, the brothers that's younger that come on alive, right, out of the infinite, is going back to the times when, you had to write the lessons. You had to go where the brothers was that had the lessons. You know what I'm saying? They put the book of life right there and you had to copy it down. Yeah, Carl Christopher Cox said traditions,
It's
rituals,
10
family,
o'clock.
all together is most important. Exactly. That's something that I said, a while back. I don't want to breed any type of separation. But that's something that I drew up for myself. Is that, see, you got a nation, right, of gods and earths, and then you got the family of gods and earths, and you got people that, yeah, they got the lessons, they got the supreme math and all of that, but we don't know you. It's like, how you got cousins, right? And you got some cousins that you grew up so close with them that they almost like they really like a brother, or a sister in the case of females. And then you got other cousins, you know what I'm saying? You got other cousins that you didn't really know them growing up. Like, you met them as grown people. So yeah, they relatives or whatever, you related to them. But it's not the same as the family that you grew up with. They may have a whole different way of life. See, remember, just having the same lessons don't mean you got the same way of life. Again, there's people who had them since 1930, and they don't have the same way of life as us. Right? Abi Infinite said his brother used to quote the lessons, and then he had to write it out. I had lessons that I got that way too. But I didn't even write it out. His brothers that uh, quoted the lessons, and I learned it, right then like that. Student enrollment is 1931. Screenshots. You can try to screenshot something. I don't know. I don't know if I think that's one of those things I need 1,000 subscribers for. Though. But yeah, I'll Infinite said he didn't see copies of degrees on paper until he knowledge 120. I know a brother from well, I know a couple of brothers that's that way, but one brother in particular from the '60s, he told me that he never saw lessons until he went to jail in the '70s, but he never saw like a copy of 120 that was you know copied out the way a lot of people see the lessons right now for years, months, and days after he got the knowledge. The 1 in 14 is not 1932. The 1 in 14 is 1933. But your main problem is that you're speaking on what you do not know. Do I still have, let me see if I still got that. There you go right there, sir. You need to observe that right there. Supreme Divine. You see what this says right here, Supreme Divine? Do you see the first characteristic there and the fifth characteristic there? The first characteristic and the fifth characteristic could possibly help you out. But see, this is something else that you got with the lessons. See, because the lessons, look at what it says. 120. It's knowledge and wisdom of the cipher. Knowledge and wisdom of the cipher, you know what I'm saying, the planet Earth and the history that's been lived out based on what the circumference of the planet Earth, as well as knowledge and wisdom of different ciphers that you're going to go through right now. But see, remember, culture is full. See, just because you got knowledge and wisdom of the ciphers, that don't got nothing to do with how you're going to conduct yourself with that knowledge and wisdom. No. You put yourself. I don't have you know it. Yeah, that's W. Yeah, we 5%, man. You know, you can't get that kind of language past us. Listen, that's what I was saying too. That W, like, nah, I ain't got you no way, man. You got yourself. Don't put me in that. Universal Center said, pause, black man. You cut that. You cut that too, huh? Universal. Definitely pause. So you gotta remember, we 5%. So we take a lot of things, you know, if that's what you said, you know, we expect you to say what you mean and mean what you say. You don't want to be getting caught up in no double entendres. Oh man, brilliant elevation. Woo! This one's been special. Our chief said new research published Monday by the Institute for Policy Studies shows that the dozen richest American billionaires now collectively own more than $1 trillion in wealth. The 12 top U.S. billionaires have seen their combined wealth soar by 40%, or $283 billion, since the coronavirus began spreading rapidly across the U.S. in mid-March, sparking widespread economic shutdowns and mass job loss. Oh man, smell goods. This one's been special. Listen, oh man, I don't know. Has everyone who needs to write down these 7 characteristics, have you written that down? Because this would smell goods, great elevation. This is where we at right now. I mean, calm is lonely. There's no controversy for me. You know what I mean? It's just a thing of, you know, you see, we hear the saying all the time that Allah said, if you want to see me, come together. Right? Now, one thing that I did, you know what I'm saying, that is possible for everybody to do, right, is you know how they say if the mountain won't come to Moses, then Moses will go to the mountain. You know what I'm saying? So if there's no place where you can say, okay, boom, all the guys have come together at this spot right here where you could go and find out the whole truth, then I'll go individually. You understand what I'm saying? If I gotta go to the desert and build with all the brothers out there that walk with Allah to hear what they was told, you know what I'm saying, and then go to Pelon, and hear what he told the brothers that he walked with from there, and go to Mecca, you understand what I'm saying? And then within my brain cells, within my attic, you understand what I'm saying? I can add, all these things together. You see what I'm saying? And see a clear mental picture for myself. Yeah, I don't know why that echo picked up. It wasn't. I think when I put the all right, master student. Yeah, when I put the crying Jordan on, apparently the echo picked up. I mean, there's a lot to that history. That's a whole, at least a topic. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these lives we get to go through several topics. You know what I'm saying? That's at least a a whole topic of discussion, what I mean, of why you may have never heard about the controversy and why, what we may have just heard about, this type of thing and why some people have heard of it. You know what I'm saying? But, one thing you will see, there will be a lot of controversy, you know what I'm saying, in any topic that you're dealing with. If you're dealing with people that they've only been to one school, you know what I'm saying? A law school is anywhere that a brother has the proper knowledge of himself or sister has the proper knowledge of herself, and they're not afraid to teach it. That's a law school. Some people have only been to one school, maybe two schools. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing, with anything in life. You know what I'm saying? Like if a person has only played basketball on one court, you've only played with one group of people. We don't really know how that person, how they're going to react when they get on a different court with a different group of people that they don't know. You understand what I'm saying? So, in that situation, what you'll find is, that phenomenon where, you got, uh, big fish in a small pond that turn into a guppy when they hit the ocean. And then you got, you know, people that still whales and sharks, even in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? So, just saying that if you want to solve that, you know what I'm saying, or if you want to, try to get to the root of, why that might be a conversation, that's how you do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when Umar first returned, that, you got to go to these older brothers, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times you just walk right past them and say peace, or, you might stop and take a picture or whatever, but you don't really take the time to ask them, these types of things. You know what I'm saying? Ask them, when exactly did you get the knowledge? You know what I'm saying? Did you get it, before Madawan? Did you get it after Madawan? Or did you get it while he was in Madawan? You know what I'm saying? Did you, how much was you on the street? Was you locked up for the 60s? And didn't get really a chance to see him? Or was you there, every day? All these is different things, that you got to take into account. See, just because a person had the knowledge in the 60s, that don't mean they knew a lot like that. See, there was some people who, traveled with them, went here, went there with them. And there was other people that, you seen them at the rally, you heard them build, or, you came up to 126th Street, and he was up there and he was speaking to, everybody, but you never talked one-on-one with him. See, even to this day, you got a lot of people that tell you they was taught by Allah. You was taught when Allah was still walking on this plane. But you was taught by somebody else who introduced you. They brought you up to 126th Street. And so, yeah, you heard Allah speak. But he didn't really walk you through the signs. Drop no jewels on you as an individual. So all these is things you got to be aware of. Not beware, but be aware. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times beware has like a negative type of connotation. You know what I mean? Whereas be aware just means to keep it in mind. You said when is regular classes starting again? The regular classes is started again. You know what I mean? In terms of the room being full, you know, that's a matter of when all the other people uh feel like they got something that they want to build on. And then and that's anything you deal with when you have that kind of a break. You know what I mean? Like we had during the whole quarantine time. You know, people's whole movement patterns change in a time like that. You know what I'm saying? So, people that was, they had it on their schedule and agenda to be here, every week. Now they schedule and agenda may have been adjusted since then. Yeah, Universal 7, that's, when that was one of the, uh, things that we learned, coming up, is the first stage of learning is silence. That lesson that you put right here, to observe means to not participate and just look, listen, and respect. Even though I would disagree with not participating because that's participating. You know what I'm saying? You know, you may just have that type of temperament, but let me tell you something. Some people got to work hard at shutting up. it might come easy for you for whatever reason, but listen, just observing, that's hard work for some people, man. As we can see, from the last 8 months of this, live streaming and videos, we've definitely seen that some people got a hard time just shutting up. You know what I'm saying? But observing when you saying you looking, listening, you know what I'm saying, you absorbing the knowledge you drawing up, that's participation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, yeah, see, you got it in you. Universal 7 says, or Earth said, he would always listen and watch since he was a kid. See, so yeah, that's just a good natural characteristic that you have that, others amongst us, they had to work hard at that. You know, see, that's a level of knowledge of self. Some people don't have that level of knowledge of self to know that you run in your mouth when the person is trying to give you the answer. Have you ever had a person like that? Where they ask you something like, yo, um, you know, which way is this right here? And you tell them, and they be like, yeah, but this. Yo, hold up, man. Did you just ask me? Like, if you know where it is, what you ask me for? And then that same person be like, yo, man, I ended up getting lost. Why didn't you tell me? You don't listen. These is characters, man, that be around you. Yeah, D Christian is devolved into crying Jordan. We started off, with just something that I was drawing up, the lessons myself, you know what I mean, about the Son of Man. And somewhere down the line, crying Jordan happened. But look, we've been all through. Rick James is Rick James has made an appearance. Rick James has made an appearance. But actually, having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like how we say, wisdom can bring about a bad culture. When you got two people talking at the same time, like the conversation is an entire, this is a cipher that it needs give and take in order to exist. You know what I'm saying? You can't give without somebody taking. You know what I mean? It really can't be left if there's not a right. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, observing, and this is not just, I'm not just saying this just to speak with what's your brother's name? To just speak into Universal Seven. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that to, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Having great listening skills, you know what I'm saying, is it's invaluable. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, people that speak real good, they speak with a silver tongue, but silence is golden. Yeah, we've been at the ledge. We've been over the ledge, then we came back. We've been over the ledge. This one has been different. The live, I mean, I don't know what's happening, why the live chat is available sometimes and why it's not. Because it's not something that it's not something that I'm toggling. You know what I'm saying? I guess maybe I gotta go into the editor on YouTube to make sure it's on. But generally speaking, I don't do nothing. So if it's on, it should be on. D. Christian said 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen twice as much as you speak. Oldie Cats told me that, and it's made my life better coming up. Yeah, indeed, that is one of those great parables, whatever you want to call it, in order to right, the six principles of learning. Let me see if I can recall my 6 principles of learning. It's silence, listening, memorization, silence, listening, memorization, repetition. What's the last 2? The 6 forms of interrogation. That's easy. Who, what, where, when, why, and how is the 6 forms of interrogation. I'm trying to recall the last 2. The last 2 of the 6 principles of learning. Is silence, listening, memorization, repetition. Let me see. I need to. What's that? What they say on that show when you get to call somebody up? On that game show where you answer the questions and you get to call somebody up and you get one chance for I'll recall it by tomorrow. I ain't gonna get too caught up in it. Yeah, I gotta hit a lifeline. But on that note, that's my homework for tomorrow. That's my homework is to get the six get the 6 get the 6 principles of learning, and I have that ready for y'all tomorrow. That's a good example right there of if you don't use it, you'll lose it. I mean, I use it in practice, but as a formal teaching tool, I haven't used it in a long time. But clearly, the most important one, is silence. Or that's the one that I've always taught to people. That's very important. But with that, yeah, we had a interesting. We had an interesting live stream today. The Christian said, for some people, if you're silent, they get uncomfortable. They're used to people always yapping. I know the personality. What can you do? But for everyone that made it this far, do the Each One Teach One, click the like button if you're new to the channel. Subscribe. Uh, hit the notification button if you would like to know when all the lives come on. Uh, you know, shout out to all the individuals that are applying the 6 principles of learning and remaining silent and listening in the background. This is quite a little saying right here from Carl Christopher Cox. If what you say cannot improve on the sweetness of silence, say nothing. Listen, and that's one to grow on. You know, but yeah, all the people that's in the background that's just observing, shout out to y'all. You know, shout out to Jam Master Jay, you know what I'm saying? And definitely peace to all the brothers that participate in the stream. I didn't catch the name, but somebody hit the Cash App, while we've been on. So shout out to that brother or sister, whoever it was, and thank you, greatly appreciated to all the brothers that support the live stream. You know what I'm saying? And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.